Hey everybody, so it's been a while. Sorry, I'm going to try to make a lot more content. One of the things I'll tell you guys is I did go back to the Archmage bot because playing Splinterlands all the time was making it harder for me to make a lot of content. And I'm going to do a video that's a little bit late, but I'm glad I waited because I got to hear some things from Weirdbeard and from the other YouTubers about the issue with Splinterlands laying off 45% of their people. Now, the first thing I want to start with is just saying if this affected you, if you lost your position, if it was your main source of income, I do feel for you. I know Agro came out during that town hall and he said it wasn't you, it was the market and the fact that the company just needed to contract and that if they were able to, they would bring a lot of you back. Now, in the meantime, I do hope that you can find some kind of work that is similar to get you by, and here's hoping that you get a chance to go back if that's what you want to do. I'm not going to read through this whole post. Most of you who wanted to read it probably have at this point, but I just wanted to have this up here to remind you that the team is still going to be working on getting done the things that they have got done. From what I take after hearing Weirdbeard talk on After Sounds videos this morning and just hearing some of the other videos and opinions that are out there, this actually is not that bad for the company in my opinion. This was them preparing for the market going forward. The FTX hack is a lot bigger than a lot of people understand, and the scam is even worse. So you have Ethereum getting dumped today by the hacker that's ruining that part of the market. You've got this whole scam of Sam Bankman-Fried putting egg on the face of billionaires and politicians. These people are not going to sit back and just do nothing. To me, Matt and Aggie really looked at that and said, this is something that is going to rock this market and rock it hard. At the same time, the U.S. is looking at heading into a possible recession next year due to the shortages and a lot of different things. Gas prices are at all-time high. Food prices are at all-time highs. And it doesn't look like this stuff is going to get realistically better with the war in Ukraine affecting the grain supply, with the droughts in China affecting another food supply. Even if those aren't foods that America normally relies on, when those countries have to start buying it up from the same people we buy it from, well, then all of a sudden we're kind of in trouble. And why are we in trouble? Because in America, all we grow is corn. Yay for those subsidies that make everyone grow corn. Yet, sorry, that was a little bit off topic, but nonetheless, things are not looking great in the next year. We do have the Bitcoin halving cycle coming up in 2025. And so basically it looks like the team has positioned themselves to make sure that they're going to make it to that next halving cycle. The halving cycles in Bitcoin do tend to lead to some kind of bull run where then the company could look at pocketing more cash from their holdings going up, and all of us should look to do that during that time probably. Will it be the time that Bitcoin finally becomes accepted and moved forward? A lot's going to tell on the regulations that come down and whatnot. But let's go ahead and look at what we could be, where the game could be if they can focus and do these kind of things. They said they want to get land out. That means very soon, hopefully, we'll be able to claim our land, see what plots that we got, and start to buy and sell revealed plots on the non-card market. They did say in the town call that everything called out here is not everything they're going to do, and if something is part of something else, then they are going to do that. The non-card market is part of land. We do expect that to be here soon so that we can buy and sell totems, so we can buy and sell packs, so we can buy and sell land plots, so maybe we can buy and sell skins. These things are all very important to many ideas that they might have going forward. I know on the stream with Weirdbeard, he's really going to be pushing hard for some kind of battle pass, which would be pretty exciting if it could do some of the things that he said in that stream. Check out After Sound stream from this morning with Darkest Night when Weirdbeard joins. It's a pretty great listen to. But we'll get into here. The tower defense game they're still going to launch. That makes a lot of sense. We did a vote to, say that we were willing to give some of our SPS bonus to this, and it gives us another game that's going to be playable on the Splinterlands ecosystem. That's kind of cool because you can just, when you're having a rough patch, you've lost a couple games in a row, instead of going on tilt, go play some tower defense and then come back when you're ready to keep playing. I know that what I've noticed about since I switched back to the bot's not necessarily better than me, but it doesn't go on those those losing streaks of like 9 games in a row when I start being silly and not paying attention and trying to do things I shouldn't, and it just continues to play good, strong teams. So, this I think will be something that'll help those people kind of escape the grind and escape some of the pressure that goes into leveling up. They're still going to make Rebellion. Now, Rebellion is still planned to come out probably the middle of next year then. I don't remember if this was here when this originally came out, but for some reason I had originally thought Rebellion wouldn't come out because they said they wouldn't be shipping anything new anytime soon, but I guess that doesn't count for this. Probably because what we saw at Splinterfest, a lot of the Rebellion cards and ideas are already done, so it's really just finishing all of that up. The SPS validator nodes, they actually need to get that out and running. This whole idea right now that node holders are getting rewarded for basically doing nothing other than holding a node is a bit silly. I thought it might go up on for a month or two, but now it's looking to go on for longer. The other thing that's really exciting here is this is the first time they've called out the new player experience and gameplay and rewards updates. They want to help address advantages gained by bots at both high and low leagues, among many other things. Hey, it might be to the point pretty soon where I'll have to stop using Archmage again because they might be changing things around to where the bots aren't going to be able to adjust quick enough to be competitive and get good rewards. But then again, that means you'll be more rewarded to play the game. The new player experience, though, is much more important because one of the big things with Splinterlands is that right now, when you come and play the game, you basically do a little tutorial and then you go right into ranked play because that's the main thing that we have in this game. Now, I don't know how they're going to fix that because, to tell you the truth, ranked play, like many people have said, is usually something you get into later on. You usually start off by beating up on some computers, doing some other things before you're thrown into the actual ladder of playing the game, or you have some other kind of, playment in the game. We'll have to see what they decide. And they're going to continue to work on DEC and voucher syncs. That's important because DEC made its run up to where it almost got to peg. And then recently with this news, we kind of came back down, which is interesting. It's kind of not a bad time to be buying DEC, in my opinion, if you believe in Splinterlands. Not financial advice, but they need it to be at peg, and it's at almost 40% off of peg right now. That means if they can pull off the goal of getting it back there, that's a 40% gain. Genesis League goals is going to be continued to be built out and made. That makes sense because that is going to be a game that does, through some kind of back ways, drive value into SPS. And they have their deal with the Major League Players Association. They have to make sure that they do a good job on that one so that they can hopefully get that player association to kind of grow and add some additional leagues into the Genesis League sports platform. All of that looks pretty good. The other thing that I want you to understand here, when you talked about the main amount of people that got laid off from here, you had support people, you had community organizers, you had the dev team losing only a couple people, the creative team losing a couple people. Splinterlands TV made the cut as far as a group of contractors because they do think that trying to grow out that Twitch channel is good, and so that's a good thing to see. And then one of the other things that we saw is that the company, it doesn't have like a cash problem right now, but they want to make sure that they can get through this bull market and that by the time the next bear market, they can get through the bear, but that they're ready to capitalize on the bull. Because something in land here being on top and in capitals is that they think they've come to the understanding, and I've said this before, land fixes a lot of issues with Splinterlands. The reason why it fixes a lot of issues with Splinterlands is because it gives you a whole new group of buildings on the cards that you need to level up with DEC. Guilds level up their buildings with DEC too, but a lot of the major big guilds in the game are done. They don't need to level up buildings anymore. The other thing that you should note is that once land is out and it's and you're able to produce things, spells and items are going to come into the game. That's going to be absolutely amazing. As I said on my Splinterlands TV stream, what if you could get a legendary shield that added to any front row position character magic reflect, and then as you leveled it to level 2 it got void, and then if you leveled it to level 3 it got something like what was I going to say? I know it was Magic, Reflect, Void, and avoid armor or something, just like something really anti-magic, so that those games where you start off and you think they're going archers, so you play a regular shielded tank, all of a sudden you go, oh shit, that whole lineup is mages, and you throw that on. And on the flip side, on the other side, maybe you can throw on something that gives your characters void, because all of a sudden magic is bouncing back at all of your people, so you can take your weakest monsters and play a shield on them that gives them void as well. There's going to be all this secondary phase craziness that's supposed to come into it, completely change the game, and actually it'll make it more enjoyable for people who are streaming the game, because it won't just be a click and battle. It'll be make a team, put it out there, analyze the battle, go to your deck of spell cards and or item cards, and decide which one you can use, while you're also thinking about which one they're going to use. It's going to change the way we play this game a lot, and that's why I think it's up here first in line, capitalized, because this solves the problem of too many cards in the game with card staking, which I forgot to mention. It solves the problem, one of the problems of DEC not being at peg with major DEC sinks that people are going to have to pour hundreds of thousands, if not millions of DEC into to upgrade their buildings. And it changes the game and makes it more dynamic and a little bit more fun to play, in my opinion. So they have a nice note to the community, and tomorrow, we're going to see, some updates from them at where this all stands, hopefully with a new roadmap, so that we know when they think they'll be able to get some of these things done. Also, we can probably ask them a little more question about this new player experience and what they have planned, if they have that planned out at all. All right, so this was just a quick video on Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, with a official town hall recap. That's when I'll be giving away the 2000 DEC from my last post. But this one, I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about where I'm at with the Splinterlands ecosystem after finding out this news. Overall, I'm bullish. I like the idea of them focusing on these core items, not worrying about building anything down, streaming down the team to the support staff they need for the current amount of support levels, taking away some of the creative and devs who are working on things that are maybe off the chopping, that got chopped for now because they don't want to work on them anymore, maybe because they were taking too long to come around or make something else, and then going ahead and keeping the core people they need to build these things, giving themselves enough runway to reach very close to the next Bitcoin halving, and at the same time, we're getting ready to head into that next phase of the game with the next set, because we did pass the pack staking, pack burning of Chaos Legions, so those are going to be done sometime in March, and then Rebellion will come out sometime in June, July, something like that. So that's where we're headed, and I don't really see a big problem with this, because I don't know about you guys, but if they do launch Rebellion in Modern and Changing, I'm going to have to get those cards to stay competitive in Modern, and that's the type of player I wanted to become, a very competitive Modern player, and that's what I have become when I do play myself. I think I do pretty well in Modern, but we'll have to see what happens going forward, guys. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm picking up some of these cards people are dumping really cheaply, because it's not like the company said they're going away tomorrow. They just said that they had to shrink their staff. Facebook did that. We had Microsoft do that. You had Amazon do that. A ton of people are leaving Twitter. If you're just getting down to what you need to run during a downtime in the market, I think you're making the right moves, and it's just a responsible thing to do. I do think the way they announced it, right after this FTX thing, scared some people when they didn't need to be that scared, and some people have overreacted and started to dump their collections. I think those people will regret that. I do think this game has at least one more bull run in it, and if they continue to do the right things, it could become a very successful series of games for the near future. Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye.